Let's go through the code 3355 zero array transformation one. And for this question, it gives us an integer array nums in the two-dimensional integer array queries. So for each query, we can there is left eye and the right eye, and we can select the subset within this kind of range. And left and right are inclusive and decrease the value at select index by one. And it's asking whether it is possible to change the original nums to be all zero array. So let's look at the example one, right? So if we select 0 to 2, right? So that is we can select any one of this. And we can select, for example, zero index and a two index and decrease by one, right? So that change to 0, 0, 0. So it is true. In the second example, it's false because let's say 1, 3, 1, 3, right? If we change one, we can change to 4 to 1, 0, and 0, 2, right? 0 to 2, and 3, 1, 0, right? So anyway, just these two queries, impossible to get this one to be all zero subarray, all zero array, right? The problem for this question is that if we do brute force, those kind of query range, in this kind of number range, if we have, for example, this is n and m, if that is multiple, right? Brute force that is multiple, that will be TRE. So what do we do is that instead of brute force way, we just create a diff array, trying to see um, if it is possible, we are able to get these nums to be zero array, right? And also to see if we are able to get these nums to diff array, we can do a reverse operations that we originally set as uh, all zero array, right? So if we do queries, we just add, for example, from 1 to 3, we have add a 1 here, right? And um, let's consider not a diff array. So we change all of this to be 1, 1, 1, right? And for the 0 to 2, that is, we change this one to 1, and this plus 1, that is 2, and 2, right? So so what we want is that we have this queries and trying to see, for example, if this one is smaller than 4, right? Then return false, right? So in order our nums can be goes to zero array, we can do reversely. For example, this 0 to 1, that is 1, 1, right? If this kind of reversed array, for example, from all zero array, we add 1, 1. If every number is greater than nums, then we'll say it is true. And also, because there are a lot of queries, right? So we can, instead of every time we brute forcefully to create this kind of array, we just do a diff array, right? And add the final array just in one pass in that when we add all of that, right? So let's write code for this. Um, we're going to use int n equals nums dot length, and we're going to have int diff equals new int n plus 1, right? So what we'll do is that for every query in queries, what we are going to do is that if query 0, we add 1 here, and if query 1 plus 1, we decrease by one, right? In the instead of create another temporary here, we can just use a variable, current to zero. So what we'll do is that for int I equals to 0, I smaller than n, right? Because actually we don't need to go to the last index for this diff array. We just need to compare from 0 to n minus 1, right? Right, plus plus. Then we're going to is we are going to have current plus equal to diff array I. So we'll say if current is smaller than nums I, we just return false. Otherwise, return true, right? And Python code is very similar. Um, let's have int let's have n equals length of nums, and we're going to have diff equals sum multiplied by n plus one, right? So for every query in queries, we're going to have diff query 0 increase this one by one, right? And the diff query 1 plus 1 should decrease by 1. And we're going to have current equals 0 for I in range, and going to have current plus equal to diff I. If current is smaller than 0, return false. And in the end, if we go through all of that, we have all of the current greater equal to nums I, right? Nums I greater equal to nums I, then return true. The time complexity, let's see, if there are m queries and if there are n nums, right? So this is OM to create this kind of diff array, and that it iterate again. That is ON, right? So that's why OM plus N, right? So for the space, we use a diff array that is ON, right?